Okay, a wonderful moment to you. You are welcome to today's avenue, today's talk on real estate. Okay, so my name is Gideon Johnson, Kayode, the CEO of BL Properties, and we are the leading real estate agency within the 5 northern regions and the nation as a whole. And today we are going to talk about 5 land banking lessons from Dangote. I hope you've been enjoying the previous videos we've been speaking about or talking about with regards to real estate, how you can invest your capital into an asset that can yield an unending profit or unending earnings for you for a lifetime. Even the Bible talks about a wise man being one who leaves inheritances for his offspring's offspring. Okay, so today we are going to talk about 5 land banking lessons from Dangote. Okay, and I believe if you are on this show right now, if you are watching me right now, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Share the link to loved ones to also learn, because a company of investors is a company that grew up together, learning the basis of investment and growing together. I mean, the Bible talks about iron sharpening iron. Okay, so quick one today. We are going to look at 5 land banking lessons, okay, from Dangote. If you are watching me right now, I believe you should have your pen and your notepad to take up some lessons. Okay, and I believe that by the time we are done, you are going to get enthused and get interested into finding ways to get yourself involved into real estate investment. Okay, so as we all know, Dangote has been or is still the richest man in Africa. We know so much about him. We've heard so much about his success story and how he began. And real estate is one of the avenues that have yielded a lot of rich people. Okay, it has yielded a whole lot of rich people. Not only has it made them wealthy, but it has also made them tools of assistance for people, because each and everyone needs a home to live in. So many impact is made on land. Okay, and we can trace so much to Dangote's story. Now, one thing I also want you to take note in your walk in life, or in our walk in life, is that you do not attract what you despise. Most of the time, you have that rich uncle in your family who you have decided to tag a greedy man because he's not supporting you financially. But then, if you want to become a rich person, you don't despise rich people. You don't dishonor them. You don't give them names you won't wish to be given to you. You can't become what you dislike. So one thing we should learn to do is to honor those who are in places we aspire to be someday. And by so doing, it becomes a prayer. So that uncle of yours, because he's not giving you money as you expect, shouldn't be tagged a bad person or a greedy person in your mind, because the more you do that, the more you find it hard climbing to that ladder of success. So the first thing you have to do is to honor them. Rather than asking them for money, speak with them, talk to them, because they have so much to share with you to get you from the start. It's wise to learn how to fish rather than being given a fish. So first lesson we are going to talk about, I would want you, if you are here, you can reply in the comment section your name and where you are watching me from, and don't forget to share, to invite people. Okay, all right. So if you love the topic 5 land banking lessons from Dangote, just type in the description or in the comment box, I love the topic. Yes, let me see you type, I love the topic. I love the topic. Okay, yes, wow, that's so good. So let's go to the first lesson. Now, the first lesson, I believe you already know what land banking is. Land banking, in summary or in the layman's idea, is buying a potential land and then keeping it and selling in some time to come. The appreciation on land is so much that it's an investment you shouldn't afford to miss. Okay, it's an investment you shouldn't afford to miss. Every rich man you know is traceable to real estate, is traceable to land. Every rich man has assets in lands, or let me say assets in real estate. Real estate entails a lot, but we're just going to talk about land banking for today, which is one aspect of the lessons we are going to learn from Dangote. Okay, so first lesson is that Dangote likes to buy bush. I don't know if that statement sounds correct to you, but Dangote likes to buy bush. Okay, now what I mean is that Dangote looks out for places that are not developed and then he buys them. He doesn't go looking for cities to buy, cities that have developed already. No, Dangote doesn't look for cities. He looks for bush where he can buy acres at lower prices. So he will buy it at a lower price and then he'll add value to it because of the understanding of the degree of appreciation when it comes to buying land or when it comes to keeping land. So when you look at his petroleum or petrochemical refinery, you realize that where he is currently developing or where he's currently building it was once a dilapidated village nobody was paying attention to. So he goes to buy it and draws his plan, and before you realize, the place becomes a city because of the value he adds to the land. Okay, so the first lesson you should know or should remember is that Dangote buys bush, he doesn't buy the city, and that is what he does. And one thing you should take note, write this down or type in the comment section. The bush of today, okay, is going to be the later city of tomorrow. The bush of today, or the bush you see today, is the city tomorrow. Type that in the comment section. The bush today is the city tomorrow. So land is not an asset that you forbid. You go to a site, you are taken to a site, and because you seem not to find any house there, you are discouraged to buy it. No, that's the wrong thing to do. Okay, we learn from those who have been there. Is that it's only a foolish man who will not inquire of a man that is returning from a journey that he is about to embark on. It's only the foolish man who will do that. So these are lessons we have to take. These are lessons we have to hold in high esteem. Okay, so Dangote likes to buy bush. He likes to buy very I don't know how to term those areas that when you get there, you don't seem to see a future in that location unless you have a foresight, unless you understand that the value on a land depends on what you place on it as an individual. And as far as you can see greatness there, you are going to make that place great and you're going to add value to the place. So that is one of the lessons we should learn. So for those of you who just joined right now, we are talking about 5 land banking lessons from Dangote, and we are still on the first lesson where we said Dangote likes to buy bush. He doesn't buy city, he buys and then he adds value to the land. So if you are joining us for the first time, remember to introduce yourself, your name, and where you are watching me from. All right, so after Dangote buys a place, or let me say he buys a bush, he has it in foresight that he's going to develop the place, and no matter what he's going to erect, no matter what he's going to erect there, no matter whatever asset he's going to build on the land, he knows that definitely people would need places to stay in. And so he goes, he buys bush, and he adds value to it. Are we getting that? So one thing you should know is that wealth is not what you need. You need to be able to foresee into the future. Okay, you should be able to, with time, you get to understand that this plot of land has a great potential that you shouldn't be left out of. So that land you are seeing, that land that you are being chased after to buy, that land we keep telling you don't leave it, buy it, go and buy it. Are we together? Yes. Type in the comment section, go and buy it. Go and buy that land. Are we together? So wealth is not what you need. You only need the ideas to create wealth, and that is what you need. Most of the time we think that we need money to be wealthy. No. The stages of money depends on 3 stages. The value on money depends on 3 stages. That is what will tell the impact money will make on you. First, you have to be able to make the money. Second, you have to be able to manage the money. And lastly, you have to be able to multiply the money. That is at the stage where we say that money has gained its significance, because in the beginning story, the main reason why God created men or created man, composing of men and women, okay, I'm not going to be biased about that, comprising of man and woman, is to multiply. So everything gets to its full potential when it reaches the multiplication stage. Are we together? So wealth or money is not what you need. The idea that produces or creates wealth is what is needed. So at a particular stage in that, when you are even taken from your location and placed in another location, the idea of creating wealth, or let me say the plan of creating wealth, is already embedded in you, and that's what makes you wealthy. Are we together? And the biggest reason for failure and poverty is not knowing what to do to become rich. Not knowing what to do to become rich is the biggest reason for failure and poverty. All right, so let's go to the second lesson. Okay, so the second lesson, the first lesson, I hope you've written it down. Dangote likes to buy bush and not the city. Okay, all right. So if you love the topic, keep typing in the comment section. I love the topic. I love this topic. Tell your name, I love this topic. I'm going to buy that bush. That bush you see is tomorrow's city. Don't live a life that later on you'll be gnashing your teeth and hoping that you bought that piece of land. Yes, don't live that life. Once you have the money there, buy it. Yes, buy that plot of land, buy that acre, buy them, and you will never regret. You come back to watch this video. Now these are lessons, or these are, let me say, information that you will hardly get. Okay, to be encouraged to buy land, to be encouraged to go into land banking. Real estate is a very big, let me say, arena for wealth, and don't miss it out. Go buy that land. Lesson number 2. Dangote buys in bulk. Are we together? Dangote buys in bulk. Land is never enough. You can't buy one plot of land and you tell yourself that, oh, I already have land. So no, you don't buy one. Okay, you don't buy one. Doesn't mean if you have money to buy one, because the money is not up to buying one, it's not up to buying more, you wouldn't buy that one. Buy that one and go get yourself ready to buy another. Miles Monroe taught a very profound lesson, that the enemy of our success was our previous success. So you bought that one piece of land. Don't get okay with that. Don't get relaxed that you have a land. That is not all there is to do. There are more lands out there awaiting you, because what God is going to use you to do is going to marvel you. So don't make God's work very difficult for him. Buy that land, and buy in bulk as long as you have that strength to do it. Once you conceive the idea that you're going to buy, you make it, you would buy it. So first, develop that interest. start creating the possibility that you can buy a plot of land, you can buy pieces of land, you can buy acres of land. Most of the time you hear the price of a land and you feel like, hey, I can't buy this. No, don't place that limitation on yourself. Okay, we'll talk about that in another time. But as you are watching this video, program your mind that in some few months to come, you are going to quit spending money on a whole lot of things and you are going to buy that piece of land. We'll talk more about how to make money, how to manage money, and how to multiply the money. Once you know how to do all these three, you would keep or you would control the cycle of money. Money is always in movement or it's always in motion. Once you understand the life cycle of money, you know where to catch money. Are we getting that? So let's quickly go back to the second lesson. Let's go to the lesson. Dangote buys bush in bulk. So Dangote gets to a place, he buys in acres. He doesn't buy in plots, he buys in acres. Yes, he buys in acres. Now, what does it take to buy in acres? It takes sacrifice. It takes delayed gratification. You have to sacrifice a whole lot of things. Just take an inventory on what you spend. So what you do is take a full week and then endeavor that you are going to document every spending you are making. So you are going to write down all the spendings you are making. So from what you bought today, so you tally them, expenses, then you tally income. And then you see whether with the amount you are spending on your expenses daily, if you cut down some cost or if you cut down certain unneedful things, you will realize that it's not too much for you to do. So you need a lot of sacrifice. It's not what everybody is buying that you buy. You delay that luxurious life for some time, so that in that time to come when you want to really enjoy that luxurious life, nothing is going to stop you. There is no bill, your child doesn't come with school fees, and expenses won't meet you unprepared. Are we getting that? So you need sacrifice. Write that down. Another lesson too. You need sacrifice and you need delayed gratification. You need sacrifice and you need delayed gratification. The land that you bought for peanuts today are going to be very expensive tomorrow. Look, don't underestimate this statement. That land that you bought for peanuts today are going to be very expensive tomorrow. Now let me show you something about land. The value on land depends on the cycle of sales. So if I buy a plot of land for 1,000 Ghana cedis, when I sell it to another person for 2,000 Ghana cedis, the value has increased. The person is also going to sell it for 3,000 Ghana cedis or more. And to whom he sells it to, the buyer is also going to increase the price. So you can imagine you bought a plot of land closer to someone who has sold his plots, or let me say the cycle of buying has gone up by something like 10 times. So maybe I bought a plot of land in January for 1,000 Ghana cedis, and land banking principle, we buy land and wait. We don't wait to buy land. We buy land and wait. Write that down. You can type it in the comment section. We don't wait to buy land. We buy land and wait. Type it in the comment section. We buy land and wait. We buy land and wait. We buy land and wait. We don't wait to buy land. So that land that you bought for peanuts today are going to be very expensive tomorrow. So take note of that. That land you are not buying today, you will buy it expensive from the buyer today, tomorrow. So take note of that. For those of you joining us, you are warmly welcome. Don't forget to like, share the video out to people. Let more people join and also benefit from it. So you type your name, you tell us your name and where you are viewing this from. Okay, all right. So you don't wait to buy land. You buy land and wait. Okay. So the second lesson, we said what Dangote buys in bulk. Not having money to buy bulk in bulk doesn't mean you shouldn't buy little if you have the funds. Don't despise smaller beginnings. Endeavor, get yourself in the thickest and buy that land buy it at peanuts. See it at peanuts. If you don't see it as peanuts, it becomes very difficult to approach it as such. Okay, all right. So let me take this avenue to tell you that BL Properties is one of the leading real estate agencies that gives you avenue to acquire real estate properties at very good price, and we also guide you in your real estate needs. We guide you in decisions you want to make with regards to real estate, and we have other services that helps you earn money daily. We run mentorship programs on how to earn steady income that can give you access to acquire some of these properties. It's not too much for you to do. There's a whole lot that you can do smartly, utilizing the technology of today, and then earning massively. Okay, all right. So don't forget to tell us your name and where you are watching me from. Okay, all right. If you are getting value, just type there, I'm getting value. Type I'm getting value. Lots of value in the comment section. Let's get it interactive. Okay, if you have questions too, you can post them there. We would look at them, and in our subsequent videos we will address them into details. Okay, all right. So if you want to really know how to be rich, ask about how rich people are doing it. So from the beginning I said, don't despise people who are at places you aspire to be. Okay, so what do? First, you study the lifestyles of rich people, you study the pattern of rich people, you study their attitude. Okay, so you study what? The lifestyle, pattern, and attitude of rich people. Do things the same way they are doing it, and you will get there. Okay, yes. So let's go to the third lesson. The third lesson. So Dangote focuses on areas with large concentration of government projects. So you realize that in most of the adverts we make, or most of the adverts we make, we don't only tell you the location of the land, but we tell you the potential of the land for free. You don't have to pay us to tell you that, okay, with this land you've taken us to inspect, or with this land you've taken us to survey, you can do this there, you can do that there, you can build this there, you can turn it into this, you can do that. He focuses on areas with large concentration of government projects because development keeps going on and on and on. Investors migrate into a country. Now see, begin to understand that your exposure to knowing that there is a particular plot of land available somewhere for sale is an asset. It's something you shouldn't take lightly. You getting to know already is already an asset, because once you buy, the price has changed. Yes, once you buy that land, the price has changed. The price of land never goes down. It never goes down. No matter how inflation, no, it never goes down. It never goes down. Don't forget, the atmosphere is part. You buy a plot of land, you are buying it to the clouds. No matter however you want to build, the atmosphere is part, the air is part, the land is part, underground is part. So you are not buying a stick of suya, you are buying a plot of land. Begin to see what you are buying. Yes, because how far you want to build lies in your hand, because you bought it. That is why you won't buy it cheap. You can't buy a stick of suya for 80 cedis and be buying a plot of land for the same amount. You have to sacrifice that suya for some time to be able to acquire that piece of land. So the second lesson, he buys areas with large concentration of government projects, places closer to airports, places closer to tertiary institutions, places closer to factories, and a lot more. So when we tell you there's a plot of land closer to projects, not only government projects, but private owned companies or areas, you should be running to it, because your next door neighbor is already a step ahead of you there. So money that comes to you does not mean that you have enough to spend. What it means is that a time is coming, assets, opportunities will come your way for the utilization of that fund. No money comes to you in excess. No money comes to you in excess. If it's in excess, it is waiting for an opportunity. Ecclesiastes talks about time and chance. So it focuses on areas with large concentration of government projects. Okay, yes. So that is one thing he does. That's one great thing he does. Now let me just chip in something very very brief, although in our subsequent videos I will elaborate on it. You see, when we say you don't need money to make money, it's real. It's not a virtual saying, it's not a motivational talk. You don't need money to make money. So BL Properties runs a multi-level marketing system with its assets, or let me say with its properties, with the services we run, whereby when you make a sale, so you don't have money to buy a plot of land, but you've been able to speak to someone about BL Properties, leading you to prospective lands with greater potentials, you are entitled to 10% commission on it. Are you getting that? So you're entitled to 10% commission on that sales you have made, on that person you have introduced to BL Properties to buy property from. Are we together? And when that person, after buying from us, the person speaks to another person of the testimonies he or she has made, or verifying that all that we are saying is true and the potential of a piece of land is here and that, the person is preaching the good gospel of BL Properties. When the person is able to also convince or bring in like-minded people to also come and buy, you, the first-hand man, is still entitled to commissions. Are we together? So you don't need money to make money. And before you realize, from these commissions, you are buying property, you are buying lands. And that is one unique thing about BL Properties. So we'll talk about that into more details. We run mentorship programs. So if you are interested in that, you can reach us via the description below. We will take you from step to step, start with you little, or let me say, the little things you can start with to be making money, and how you can strategize your business to start buying lands in no time. Okay, we do all that during the mentorship program. So just reach us via the description. Just tap in the description. We'll make the details also on the screen. You can reach out to us if you want to invest, if you want to be mentored, and we will rightly mentor you into greatness. Okay, so where are we? Lesson number 3. I hope you are getting value for this video. If you are getting value, share this video. Share. Okay, share this video. For those joining us, don't forget to introduce yourself, your name, and where you are watching me from. Okay, now it's very, very important we know your name and where you are watching us from, because BL Properties is going to spread, and when it is spreading, you as an individual who is commenting in the comment section, we understand, we know that you have been grounded with an understanding of what real estate is. And so when we are talking the language of real estate, you are in a way the first person we would speak to. Okay, so we are trying to come to Ohio to explore properties there. So what do you have to tell us? So automatically it makes it easy to be part of the team of greatness. So don't forget, introduce yourself and tell us where you are chatting with us from, or where you are watching me from. Don't forget, my name is Gideon Johnson Akayode, the CEO of BL Properties. Okay, all right, so let's go to the next lesson. I hope you can hear me. If you can hear me, let me see in the comment section. I can hear you. Yeah, so lesson number 4. Now, the first lesson we spoke about was what? Dangote likes to buy bush, not city. Lesson number 2, Dangote buys bush in bulk. He buys bush in bulk. And what does he do? He buys bush in bulk, concentrated around areas with government projects. Okay. Now the 4th lesson, are we together? Dangote always increases the return on investment of anywhere he buys by over 1,000%. It doesn't make sense to you. Yes, you can increase the return on investment by 1,000%. Now, don't forget what I told you earlier on. I told you that the moment you buy a plot of land or a piece of land, no matter the quantity, the value has changed. You don't need to be taught business to know that whatever you buy, which is an asset, the value has increased. Whatever you buy, which is a liability, the value has decreased. Are we together? Whatever you buy as an asset, the value has increased. Whatever you buy as a liability, the value has decreased. I'll use this avenue to recommend this book to you by Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad Poor Dad. That's one of the books. We'll make the contact available. You can call for a copy. I'll make soft copies also available. You can just reach us in the description for the one you want. We make it free available for you to read. We hope you will read. If you will read, type in the comment section. I will read. I can't wait to read. Okay, so he always increases the return on investment of anywhere he buys land by over 1,000%. So what does he do? How do you increase that piece of land that you have just bought by 1,000%? 1, you do that by adding value to the land. I'm just going to give you one. Okay, do that by adding value to the land. What does he do to add value to the land? He develops it by building factories. Are you getting the thing? I know someone is asking me a question that, how do I build a factory as a starter who just acquired a piece of land? Before Dangote got to the stage of building factories, he started small. So what can you do? Start farming on the land. You are adding value to the land. You have begun reaping the benefits of the land way with farming. You can start a school on the land. You don't need to build a full school. You build some few rooms and you start a nursery. You start a crèche. And the fees you are receiving from that, you use it to build, use it to develop. You are not in a rush. Are we together? You build an hospital, you can build a hospital. Are you getting it? Just do something on the land to add value to it. Are we together? Do something on that land to add value to it. Are we together? Yes. So that is the 4th lesson. So the first lesson, what did I say? He buys bush. Second lesson, buys bush in bulk. The 3rd lesson, he buys bush in bulk, concentrated at areas of government projects. The 4th lesson, what does he do? He adds value to it of not less than 1,000%. We'll talk about value, how you add value to whatever asset you acquire, how you add value to that plot of land you have bought. We will take you through all that, and that is in kind courtesy of BL Properties. Okay. All right. Are we ready for the 5th lesson? If you are ready for the 5th lesson, type in the comment section, I'm ready for lesson 5. Type there, I am ready for lesson 5. Now, lesson 5 might not make sense to you, but it is what is going to separate you from the normal pattern of thinking. It's going to separate you from how the rich think and how the poor think. I hope we don't have any poor-minded person here, because gossips are very difficult to bear the consequences. Yes, thank God, no poor mental person is here. I know we all here are rich-minded people. If you are here and you have that limitation to what you can do, then we need to diagnose you. Yes, that can-do spirit should be very strong in you, believing that you can do it. It shouldn't show on you that you can do it before you believe in yourself that you can do it. Are you ready for the 5th lesson? Assimilate this 5th lesson understanding and knowing that this is what is making you different from anyone else. Lesson number 5. Dangote always buy land closer to water source. It doesn't make sense. Dangote always buys land closer to water source. It's very difficult for somebody to see water next to a land and would want to buy it because of the fear of flood, the fear their land is waterlogged. The waterlogged areas that have been turned to real mansions will amaze you. Because when a rich man gets to a site like that, he's looking at how he will generate income from the tourist attraction of having water around where he's going to buy. Are we together? Rich people like places with water. You can take an inventory of that. Rich people build, they like places with water. Are we together? Yes. So land with water, close to water source, it always appreciates more than dry land. That is one thing you should think. So that place that nobody wants to buy appreciates faster than dry land. Are we together? Because natural resources are resources that no matter how the man-made comes into play, it cannot replace the place of the natural. So that is one thing that you should take note of. To buy land close to water source. It doesn't mean you should go about looking for lands at water source to buy. This is the 5th lesson. We move in stages. Are we together? Yes, we move in stages. And Dangote is most likely going to be one of the most richest persons in the world because he's working on his refinery. And once that is done, ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about a planet of money. Are we together? Yes, we are talking about a planet of money. Okay, all right. So don't forget, you don't attract what you resist. And I believe with these lessons you have learned, you are going to begin your path to acquiring wealth, to acquiring real estate, which is one of the very reliable avenues to invest your money. Okay, if you haven't, I'm bringing my talk to a close. If you haven't subscribed to our channels, try to do that so you don't miss the subsequent materials that will get you started. Okay, all right. So if you are interested in investing in real estate, the number is on the screen. Just chat with us. You can hit the link in the description and then chat with us, and then we'll get started with you. And I assure you that you wouldn't regret this step you are about to make into investing in real estate. Thanks very much for watching this video. I really enjoy your presence on this amazing platform, and it's our prayer that the Lord lifts us up and then we stand by place on earth. It's a stable ground, and we will go higher, higher and higher. Thanks very much for watching this video, and do have a wonderful earning experience. Bye.